Smells good.
Yeah. Hey guys. Sorry. I don't know what happened there. I said something that prompted the portal to play music. I don't know what happened. I'm so sorry. Anyway, the meat is done cooking. I'm so sorry. Um, I'm tasting it. Tastes pretty good. Um, I think it needs a little bit more garlic and some more maybe pepper. So I'm just gonna add that at this point because it's already cooked. I would say it's a little bit more chewy than regular meat, but for what it is, it's pretty good. And I'm gonna show it to you so that you can see what it looks like. You see? It looks like ground beef. There we go. So I'm just gonna cover this and set it aside. This is done. And the beans are on super duper low. Okay, I don't know. I'm sorry for hanging up on everybody. That was not my intention. Unfortunately, this portal is super sensitive. So I said something. I don't know what the magic word was. I'm gonna have to rewind the video and figure that out. And then it wound up playing music and it turned me off. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm cutting the other plantain. Again, thin, 3 slices into the skin. And then I'm gonna do a twist and that's it. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the oil and put it in the pan. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna cook this thing, this plantain, like this. I know a lot of us are used to chopping it up and throwing it in the pan and cooking it that way, but we're gonna cook it like it's one whole shebang. All right, so I'm gonna put it on this burner, my favorite burner, and I'm gonna put the oil in. There should be nothing in here. There's like a little onion that jumped in there. Okay. I'm gonna put about 2 inches of oil in here. I want it to really cook good. And why I'm saying inches of oil is that I want you to, depending on however big your pan is, make sure that you have it pretty thick. No, maybe like 1 inch of oil. You want it to be a lot of oil and you want it to be super duper hot. So, all right. The beans I think are done. The meat is done. The rice is done. I'm going to unplug the rice. It's going to continue to stay hot. And the tembleque is done. That's in the fridge. Hey everybody, thank you for joining me again. I'm so sorry about that. Again, I said some kind of magic keyword and the portal turned me off. I'm going to rinse the knife because what I'm going to do is once the plantain is cooked, like the whole thing, it's going to wind up needing to be sliced in the middle. And then we're going to put, the meat in it. And then we're going to, do our thing with the cheese and it's going to be fantastic. Okay, so my hubby, I don't know if you guys, hey Bimati, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Loot Crate. It's this subscription thing that it's like superheroes and stuff like that subscription. And I don't know how to explain it. It's like a beauty box, but for like comic books and superheroes and pop culture items. So my husband got this really cool thing and I'm going to show you. We're going to use it today. It's a shredder. So let me see. Thank you. She said looking good. Thank you. It's Shredder from the Ninja Turtles. And it's also a shredder. So I don't know if he washed this or not. So I'm just going to wash it real quick. And then we're going to use this for the cheese that's going to be on top of the quinoas just because we got it today and why not, right? I do have a regular shredder, but this is much more fun. And all the while I was just letting the oil heat up because if it's not hot enough, you could get sick. You could get a stomachache. And that's not a good thing. You don't want that. All right, so just washing the shredder. I like saying that. Super sharp actually. Like shredding my sponge, but that's okay. I got more sponges, don't worry. All right, give her a little rinse. All right, there we go. Okay, and for those of you just joining me, I am wearing a Designs by Phoebe necklace. My mom was making a lot of these, oh gosh, I don't even know how many years ago. And she's not selling them anymore, but maybe when she retires, she'll start again because she really made some beautiful pieces. So, but again, I'm partial anyway, but I really do think they're beautiful. So I'm just gonna, I'll come close so you can see the necklace. Oh, got a bunch of hearts. So I guess somebody thinks so too. Okay, cool. All right, so the oil should be hot. I'm gonna test it. I'm gonna put a little tiny drop of water in there, which I know is not the best way to test it, but it's foolproof. You hear that? It's popping. That means it's ready. Okay, so you know oil and water don't mix. So you want to be careful if you're ever frying that if something has water on it, you're going to want to dry it first before you put it in the very hot oil, especially this much oil. I could use a deep fryer. I actually have one that I got as a gift from my hubby's stepmom, but not everybody has a deep fryer, so I just want to do it in a way that is easy for everybody to do, and everybody could just do it at home if they wanted to. So I'm just going to throw them in there. I don't know how many I could do at one time. I've only done 2 at a time before. Really high, just, I'm going to put it on medium because it's going crazy already. That guy in there. I got one more. I don't know if it's going to, will it fit? I would love for it to fit because that would make my life easier. Yes, okay, they're on top of each other, but that's okay. All right, so we're going to be cooking this for about 10 to 15 minutes, which is not a very long time. So I'm going to get a fork, the longest fork I have right now, and just kind of move them over a little bit. All right, this is like the trickiest part of all of this. So think about it. This is the trickiest part. You could definitely do this. It's not that hard. You just don't want to burn yourself. So I'm just going to lift them up a little, make sure that they're not sticking to the pan. And that's the other thing with the hot oil. We discovered that if the oil is not that hot, it will stick to the pan. All right, so you see how it's not like popping and going bananas and whatever? That's because I don't really have any water in there. But if I had something like I was frying chicken and I had just washed it, you're going to definitely want to pat it dry because if not, it's going to go insane, right? So always you want to have like a working surface available, ready for you to do the next thing. So I'm just going to wipe this down because once the plantains are done, I'm going to want to cut them and then stuff them. And I want to be able to do that somewhere, okay? Let me just rinse this off real quick and dry it. And I know a lot of you guys know all these things already, but I'm hoping that this will be like a really good tool for somebody who's just starting to cook or trying new things or, you know, maybe perfecting their cooking or hasn't cooked in a while or whatever. Also, because like I said originally, like when I first got married, I didn't really have a lot of help in terms of how to cook, and so a lot of this was experimenting. All right, so I'm going to take it off the heat and I'm going to flip them over. Okay, this is going to be a little bit of a challenge because I have a lot of them and my pan is not quite so big. But I'm just going to take my time. There's no rush. Okay, there we go. All right, come on, girl. I think if they are all facing the same direction, it'll probably be a lot easier. So, whoop, I'm just going to flip this over. There we go. Brief look of horror on my face. All right, they're already a little bit golden brown on one side. So I'm going to go ahead and put them back on the fire. Let them cook a little bit more. Now it's 6:58. So I'm going to cook them for maybe like 10 minutes total from this point. Okay, I'm going to show you what they look like so far. You see? I think that's a really pretty golden brown. You don't want them to get much more than that, but you want to make sure that it's cooked in the middle. Okay? And I mean, yes, you are going to slice them. So let's say, for example, you make them and they're not cooked enough in the middle. Guess what? Throw them back in. It's okay. Nobody has to know, and better that they be cooked than not cooked. Okay, so I'm just going to lift them up a little again. Make sure they're not sticking. There we go. And now we wait. Now we wait. I'm going to get a really pretty dish and then put them on there. Where's my pretty dish? There we go. I promise I'm not tearing up the house. Alright. Got a pretty little dish here. I'm going to rinse that too. Just in case. This is already washed, obviously, but just in cases. Alright. Here we go. I'm going to flip them again. Okay. Got my dish here. So I can take my pictures. Alright. I'm going to flip them again. So they're all in the same direction, which seems to be making it easier. They're all like curved in the same direction. Okay. I'm just flipping them by picking them up vertically. And it's going to get harder to flip them as they get softer. There we go. Because they're not going to want to flip. And they're heavy. Alright, let's get another fork. My fork needs a friend. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to use the other fork to kind of push it. There we go. Okay. And they're cooking, but they're not so like, oh, this guy's stuck. Okay. There we go. They're not so like brown right now, so I'm going to just make the heat a little bit higher because it's not cooking faster. Not that I want it to be super fast, but you also want it to be faster than that. So I'm doing medium high right now, which means I have to really keep an eye on it. Okay. Let's see. So how are things? Guess everybody's doing good. Ready for that weekend. I'm super jealous of all the New York people who are entering phase 3 of coronavirus freedom. I'm here in Florida, and we had like almost 9,000 people test positive yesterday or today. So I'm not confident about our reopening anytime soon, but I'm hoping. I think everybody's tired of this life, this being home all the time. I know I certainly am, and I just miss shopping, to be honest with you, like going out and actually shopping. That's one of my main things that I miss, that and eating out. Although I have been cooking a lot of different interesting things. Whoops. Okay. This smells really good. If you like fried foods, you're going to love the way this smells because the oil is just doing its thing. It smells really good. All right, I want to make sure that they're flat in the pan. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm going to cook it for a couple more minutes and then it should be all done. Okay. So yeah, I miss shopping. I miss restaurants and stuff like that. So I'm sure you guys do too. Unless you're in New York, and then I'm very jealous of you. So that's okay though. All right. So it's still cooking. Let's see here. I really want it to be brown all the way on the outside. I don't know. Have you guys ever tried this before? I've had it a couple of times, and at the weirdest place. I had it actually at work, which I thought was really weird, but it came out delicious. So It was very unexpected, but it was really, really good. You're gonna want to drain them on paper towel if you can. I'm just gonna flip them again. You want to make sure they're definitely cooked, you know, on the inside. Oh boy. They're getting so heavy. It's like impossible to flip. And there we go. If you can put them on their little backs, that's good too. Then they can get toasty there. You know, you just really want the whole thing to be cooked. There we go. And we got some paper towels ready. So this is an all vegetarian week, and we did vegetarian beans, vegetarian rice, vegetarian meat for these, and tembleque. So this is the last step. Been cooking for about an hour and a half, but I made a bunch of stuff. So, all right, let's see. Oh yeah, there we go. See, nice and brown. That's what you want. You want it to be like really cooked, like super brown. Not burnt, but very nice and tan. Because that's, my dear, how you know it's done. All right. So we're getting close to the finish line here. That's because I made it a little bit higher, the heat. I'm going to lower it a little tiny bit. So not the most glamorous thing to cook because it doesn't do much, but it's going to taste fantastic. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just slit them, not all the way to the end, just the middles, and then stuff them with the ground beef. And then I have some cheddar cheese here. I'm just going to use the shredder, and put it on there. Okay, so now that that's been cooking for about, I don't know, maybe a minute, I'm going to flip them one more time so that the lightest part gets a tan. And let's see. This guy, you're going to know when it's cooked, honestly, because it'll get like softer on the middle. Like when you put the fork in and it just really goes through easily, that's cooked. See, this is cooked in the middle. The ends could use a minute or two. This is so exciting. I really hope you guys are cooking along with me because it's quite delicious. So, hey Kayla. So excited to eat this. All right. And like I said, rice is done, beans done, tembleque is done. This is the last step. Okay. So I got my paper towels ready. I'm a humongous fan of fried food. I don't know, if you guys are, but it's like my undoing. I really am just a huge fan of fried food. I love it. I like, especially Spanish food fried. Oh my gosh. I like everything. I like acapullas. I like pastelillos. I like surullos. I like, if you could fry it, relleno de papa. I like it all. It's really, really bad. I used to go with my dad to the cuchifrito, which, is Spanish for cockroach infested. No, I'm just kidding. But I used to go with him to the cuchifrito in the South Bronx and get a bunch of stuff. And it was just delicious for me. I love fried foods. So, okay, this is done. I turned it off already. It's still, cooking, of course. But I'm just going to add a little bit more paper towel. I would think that this is done because it's very brown on the outside and also the inside is kind of soft. So I'm going to take them out one by one. Here we go. Got the 2 forks because these things are actually quite heavy. So just in case, you can see that it's very brown. Okay, and crispy. And then I'm going to take this one. The más trigueñito. Just a little bit more tan. And then the last one is going to come out. It's almost time to eat, so I'm very excited. That's my favorite time. All right, so now these are canoes. So we're gonna stand them up and we're gonna slit them down the middle and stuff them. So I get excited about food. What can I tell you? You see, it looks like a canoe if you stand them up like that. So let me get my favorite knife, which is somewhere. Here it is. I already rinsed it. Yay. All right, so I'm gonna use the knife to hold it because I don't trust I don't trust myself. And I'm not gonna go all the way down. I'm gonna go probably like an inch from the end. It smells good? Okay. There we go. And the inside should be cooked, which you could see that it's cooked. I don't know if you guys have ever had like a boiled plantain or something. You could test it. You could take a little piece like this from the middle and just, blow on it and then test it. It's cooked. Okay, so we're gonna flip this guy over and do the same thing so that it looks like a canoe. Oh wait, the plate might be in the way. I'm sorry. I'm gonna move the plate out of the way. Okay, there we go. Now you should be able to see that it looks like a canoe. And it's very crispy on the outside. And again, we're not gonna go to the complete end. Maybe an inch from the end. And you can cut all the way to the bottom. That's fine if you want to. It doesn't matter. All right, and this is the last one because I have 3 guests. Well, myself and 2 other people. Let's see. And I'm going to salt them because they need salt. There we go. Oh, it's breaking. Don't want that. There we go. And you know what? If they're not perfect, your first time or whenever you make them, it doesn't matter because the meat is going to cover the multitude of possible sins. So we're just going to open it up a little bit. Okay, beautiful. There we go. All right, so now I'm going to put them on the plate. Yeah, this looks so nice. Okay, I'm going to show you what it looks like before I put them on the plate because I want you to see. Okay. They're probably extremely hot. Yeah, they are. But I'll move the portal. Okay. You see? And then the inside is cooked, very cooked. Okay? All right, so they look nice. Thank you. All right, so the next thing we're going to do, let me put it like that. Okay, that's not going to work. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to put them on the beautiful plate, and then I'm going to stuff them. And then I'm going to eat them. I'm just kidding. I'm just going to eat one. I have company. All right, so there's one. And there's 2. So you want to, you want them to look like canoes. So you want to cut them like with the ends up like that. That's how you want them to be when you cut them down the middle. Okay? And really open up the middle. Nice. Because that way you can stuff a lot. Oops, that one is too much. You can stuff some meat in there and it's going to be fantastic. Okay, be careful because it's soft. But there we go. All right, let me get my meat. My pretend meat, which is also still very hot. And I'm going to use a spoon. And I'm going to stuff them. I'm going to start with the middle and then work my way around. I like to make sure everybody has, enough. So I'm going to do them all in the middle first. And then, adjust as necessary. And you're probably going to have meat left over. That's okay. You can make like pastelillos with this leftover pretend meat. You could make, I'm sorry for saying pretend meat like that, but it's just, I'm not used to cooking with crumbles. I've done it a couple of times. They usually come out pretty good though. Because these things, the good thing about this is that it really takes on the flavor that you give it. So that's a nice, very nice aspect of it. Okay, and you want it to be like a lot of meat, because that's the star of the show. This is the star of the show. All right, and then I'm going to put some delicious shredded cheese on top. It's gonna be so yummy. You need to make this too. You guys should make this with whatever meat you want. And send me a picture. I would love to see that. That would make me super happy. And if you're listening, you could email me at cookingwangel, Angel, at gmail.com. That's my Cooking with Angel email. You can send me pictures of your food. Don't send me any weird pictures. Just send me pictures of your food, please. And if you send a nice picture, I could put it on the Facebook and the Instagram and stuff like that. Okay. So, hey Elvin, nice to see you on here too. All right, so the shredder that we just got from Loot Crate. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and shred some cheese on these canoes. I just shredded directly over it, but you could shred it and then put it on them yourself if you like. That might be a little bit more neat, a more neat way of looking at it. This is a lot of cheese. Let's see. All right. You're going to want to be generous also with the cheese because that is the delicious goodness on top. All right, so here we go. All right, almost done. And I'll post pictures of this, of course. There's another one, and we'll do the last one. And that's it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post up pictures of everything. And I'll put pictures of the tembleque up. Maybe I'll do like a little boomerang video or something so you guys can see it. I don't know, jiggling. And temblando, the tembleque está temblando. And it was super duper easy to make. So all of this is pretty simple and easy. The only thing that I think is time consuming is probably the actual plantain, and it's definitely worth it. It just takes, you just gotta be patient. But it's not hard to do. I mean, literally, it's just sticking a plantain without even cutting it in some oil. That's not hard at all. And that's it. Boom, done. All right, my dears, that's all. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat this deliciousness with my family. And I really hope that you guys get a chance to make it too. And if you do, obviously share. If you got any pictures or anything like that, please do share. I love to post them and brag about all the people who make stuff with me. Hey, Wanda. And I'm so grateful that you guys are watching. And that's pretty much it. And, follow me on Instagram. Buen provecho. Thank you, you too. Hopefully you're making this also. And I'm on Instagram, cooking_w_angel. And also on Facebook. So, and SND podcast channel, which you could get on Google Play, Spotify. There's like a million places. SNDblog.com as well, I believe it is. So, hey Alexandra. So thank you everybody for joining me for this vegetarian Caribbean meal. And if you guys have any suggestions on how you might do it a little bit differently or make it even more delicious. If there's anything you want me to cook that I'm not afraid of experimenting with some new things for dinner or, even a lunch meal or even breakfast, really. We can have breakfast for dinner. Let me know. And if you're interested in being a guest on the show, let me know us too. Okay? So have a wonderful weekend and see you next week. Bye.